Welcome back, friends and scoundrels.
The Roll2Live podcast. Where we
Hello, everybody.
Today, that stuff is going to be the new releases from Wizards of the Coast and Gale Force 9 that just came out today, September 19th.
We're talking about the new Dungeon Master screen and the Tomb of Annihilation adventure and all the extra crap that goes along with that.
Out of Tomb of Annihilation dice.
And the Tomb of Annihilation specific Dungeon Master screen. That's from Gale Force 9. Everything else from Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, that'd be the extra stuff that goes with it.
I guess we'll start with the Tomb of Annihilation, the adventure supplement book that comes out today. It has come out digitally already.
It's been out for, a week digitally?
Yeah, about...
I don't know, I posted it on our Facebook page.
Yeah, in a PDF form and on Roll20.
And what's the other one?
Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah.
Fantasy Grounds.
So far, I really like the Tomb of Annihilation module. I think the Death Curse storyline seems very intriguing.
Yes, I do like that it limits the reviving of characters so that you have actual consequences. There's no, a diamond worth 1,000 gold and you can come back.
Yeah. And it is an interesting storyline. Personally, not a big fan of some of the setting.
Dinosaurs.
Exactly why I made you do the dinosaur race. Threw it in.
I told you I'll kill anything. Not something that I would personally run, but I don't mind playing it.
So for those of you who don't know, this is an adventure. It's for players designed to take players from level 1 through 11. And it expands on the Forgotten Realms setting of Chult.
From what I've heard, it's known to be one of the much harder modules that are out on the market, too.
The adventure was designed by Christopher Perkins, Will Doyle, Steve Winter, and Adam Lee.
Yeah, as far as the difficulty, maybe in actual writing it was intended to be that way, but a lot of that relies on your GM and how he runs it. You can modify it to be easier or harder. And same with any of the modules.
I think what makes it so hard is there's no level structure. You're supposed to get from level 1 to 11, but they don't really show you how to do that. As far as the milestone leveling, like they end up being a little too low level for certain areas that they're in.
Well, that might be done on purpose because older versions and settings, it was, you're not always going to come up against something you can handle. You're supposed to know when to run away. Not everything's supposed to be something you can handle.
Yeah, and it gives you opportunity to come back and do things later too.
Yeah, there isn't much of a time crunch. It doesn't seem like kind of open-ended, but as well, there's that, no reviving to add that extra level of difficulty.
Yeah. Does the module itself say that it's supposed to run off of milestone?
Nope, it does not say anything. It's basically up to the DM to...
All right.
That was the Roll20 module. I don't know.
It's official from WotC, I think, because that's where I pulled it from on Facebook. That's what I let you know from.
Yeah. What I like about the book for this one is it does come with a large pull-out map of the region. I know some of the other ones haven't. I don't know about Storm King. Matt, did Storm King come with a map?
Yes, it did. It's only one page, though. It's not a big...
It's not a large pull-out one?
Yeah, I think the large pull-out is a rather new thing.
Yeah, new with this one, I believe. And I do like that it does come with a map.
That is nice. But we did run that Friday night, and we'll talk more about that later in one of the full-length podcasts.
So the other thing that came out today is the Tomb of Annihilation dice. This also came from Wizard of the Coast. It's $14.99 on Miniature Market and $19.95 on Amazon, but Amazon says it doesn't have it until October 10th, but Wizard of the Coast does say it does come out today.
They're probably sold out through pre-sales or something. Well, we were like way behind when we did the pre-order for Yawning Portal 2 from Amazon.
Yeah. So these dice, it's a full set with 1d20, 1d12, 2d10, 1d8, 4d6, and 1d4. So it is a full set of dice, not your usual 7.
Really like the design of the metal box that it comes in, more so than I like the look of the themselves. I like how it's got kind of a greenish tint to the metal. Same cover that's on the Tomb of Annihilation module.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The embossed classic devil face.
Yes, devil face. That's the word I was looking.
Yeah, mind you, I'm not much into that, but I am aware of the artwork from, is that Advanced Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
With that statue that everybody fawns over. It is reminiscent of that, and it's a nice throwback, I think.
So from what I've seen, from actual photographs of the dice and the tin, not the Wizards of the Coast promotional material, it is a bit different from the promotional material. The tin isn't as green, it's more of a gold green, and the dice aren't as vibrant, they're just more of a flat, like, olive drab shade of green.
They certainly look cool, they don't have a lot of character to them. I think maybe just the flat color, or know what you normally see, 2 or 3 different colors added.
Yeah, they did look better in the promotional material than the actual product. If I had ordered it and got that product, I would have been disappointed.
Yeah, I wasn't much interested in getting it because for me it was just a gimmick piece. There's really not much appeal other than maybe collectability, and I'm not much of a collector of things like that, so there's no appeal for me.
To me, it looks like you're paying more for the tin. Get a really good pair of dice for under $10 versus these for.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. If I want to get a set of dice like that, I'll go somewhere and get some dice.
You're not shy of getting some metal dice at that point, at that price.
Because from what I saw of the dice, they're just flat, plain green, like the $5 dice.
That's even getting down to the $3 dice.
Yeah, they're not even nice.
You can get a pair of get a pair of skull dice for about $30 on Amazon. Metal look way cooler than that. Dollars more.
My favorites are like what, $10 from Chessex. Did it say who actually made the dice, or
Skull Splitter? Or are you talking the Tomb of Annihilation?
Tomb of Annihilation.
By Wizards RPG team.
Because I would imagine they would have outsourced that to Chessex or somebody.
I don't know, I didn't see. So, one more Tomb of Annihilation product came out today. This one from Gale Force 9, and it is the Tomb of Annihilation Dungeon Master screen, and it goes for $14.99. It has artwork from the adventure and adventure-specific charts, maps, and illustrations.
Which is kind of cool. Another one of those kind of gimmicky things, but at least it has some use to it.
I mean, I would consider it if I was running one in person, because it's probably going to take a long time, so it would be worth it. But we're playing on Roll20, so there's no need for it for us.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to have the same screen for the campaign you're running, which is why I bought the one for Storm King. And it's nice to have a map of what you're working with right there, easily accessible at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could see that being useful. Like I said, it's a little bit gimmicky, but there's actual value to it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any of the produced Dungeon Master screens. I made my own, so it's got information that I need most.
My screen doesn't have anything.
These are just kind of nice because they're relevant to, certain things like loot. That's how Storm King's one is. Loot that goes along with Storm King's is probably the most handy part of the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'd have the conditions and other things that would come up more frequently.
I mean, it's just kind of convenient. Everything in there is in the book. It's just whether you want.
And that brings us to the final thing that came out today. Lots of stuff today. Another Dungeon Master screen. This is the Wizards of the Coast Dungeon Master screen reincarnated for 5e. And it's $13.49 on Amazon. It's a 4-panel landscape orientation, so it's easy to reach over. And it's got at-a-glance references for the most relevant and used notes, with an ancient red dragon on the player side.
I wish I had waited to purchase this screen because I like the way it looks.
I don't know. Even if I was going to get a screen, I don't know if I would have gotten this one because while it does have some good information on it, it's got a lot of information I don't need. Like conditions, it's got a full panel and a half for conditions, like prone and bleeding and unconscious. I don't need a full panel and a half for that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to. It's nice to have that information handy because it does come up somewhat often. But I think a page and a half is a little excessive. A lot of the wording could be simplified and understandable.
I think it's a pretty good product if you're running a lot of stuff. But for me, I kind of relevant to the campaign.
Yeah, and that's easy enough to overcome because you can always make your own notes and have like a little DM's digest or whatever sitting beside you that where you know where things are, so that way you can look it up easy.
What I like most that's featured on this screen is stuff that does come up a lot. The rules for jumping, concentration, suffocating, and HP and AC for your inanimate objects, like your wooden doors and glass vials and things.
Yeah, for those days where your rogues just rolling like crap.
Yeah, I think it'd be handy to have, but I mean, some of the things like height, cover, terrain, distance, stuff people deal with in every campaign, and most people pick up that stuff first.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that
for a beginner, it's really good, but a lot of the stuff, well, about half of the stuff is stuff that after you play a few times, you don't really need reference for it anymore.
No, because it's so commonplace that you just should end up knowing it. Unless you're 10 different
like,
systems at the same time.
Well, I mean, like light and size reference, who really needs that you can't figure out as you're going. Most of that stuff's going to get made by anyways.
How often are you actually in light and stuff anyways?
Yeah.
Most of the time you're down in a dungeon, and how many people play a race that don't have...
Half the classes have dark vision, so...
Half of them do have dark vision. But if you ever wanted to know how far you could see with a lantern, it would tell you.
There's another thing that will tell you that. It's called the handbook.
Yeah. And that's another thing where a lot of this stuff, you can have your little digest or journal or whatever at your side that has these things.
And I know personally on my equipment sheet, I've got the torch, and right next to it, how much light it gives me on my player sheet.
Yeah, a lot of the good ones, you can set that up like that too.
I do like, however, how it's kind of landscape orientation, smaller, so it's easy to reach.
Was Storm King's landscape?
I believe it is.
This landscape ends up as 4 panels, right?
Yeah.
I know this one is.
Yeah, this one is. And I think the Storm King one is. It's been so long since we played it.
I'm pretty sure it is. I know it opens to 4 panels, and I'm kind of glad I got it because that table that we use is kind of a countertop table almost. You being a short guy,
Yeah,
I hate to have to stand on a chair to reach over my screen.
Yeah, and it works all right because I think I had to. Excuse me. I think I had to use your screen when I was running one of my games, and other than the fact that everything was right up against it, I did all right.
Yeah, it's just crowded table, though. You can't blame the screen for that.
No, and I wasn't. I don't think there's much else to really say about these. You guys covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's about it. And that's what came out new for Dungeons and Dragons today.
Everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening,
Thanks for
everybody.
joining.
Live to roll.
Live to roll.
Roll to live.
No, that's the name of the podcast.